Alright, boys, I'm here tagging everybody. Let me update the break list. Oh no, it is updated. Essentially just, sorry for being like 15 minutes late. My son's in the phase of, he wants to go, like, he started to go potty, so he's like potty trained, but he doesn't really poop too well on the potty, so when he said he had to go poop, we were trying to let him, I was trying to let him poop, and then he was screaming for me to tuck him back in, so. I wasn't about to be able to hear Tyler that's on the 3rd floor while I'm in the basement screaming my name. So, I'm about to tag everybody here, though, real quick. I mean, I'm working on tagging everybody. Break will pop up on my feed. That's an issue in itself. There we go. Alright, Freeman. Gidry, Fishbach, Baldwin, Sean Ross. No relation to Michael Ross from Suits. Pretty good show if you need a lawyer show on Netflix. There's actually 2 really good shows right now on Netflix if you like lawyer shows. Suits, which was a USA show, has about 8 seasons. I mean, I watched like the first couple seasons when it was on USA. But then also, Lincoln Lawyer's 2nd season is out. So if you can watch that at all, watching the 1st and 2nd season will get you about 24 hours of viewing pleasure as well. If you need any actually good recommendations for movies or anything, I'd recommend either talking to Gabe Quesada or adding him on Facebook, as he normally drops some good stuff on his Facebook page, as he's a big movie guy. But RJ, after the break, unless you don't want to have me as your friend, which I also completely understand. Oh wait, we are friends now. Alright, that makes it a lot easier to tag. I could not tag you earlier because it did not like the 2 letters RJ together to tag somebody. And Heller. Also, guys, if you're in breaks, just pay up top. That way you don't have to courtesy tag. I would have ran this last night, but there was more than what than the courtesy tags I gave that didn't pay. So I wasn't chasing down about give or take 13 or it was about 11 or 12 teams that needed to be paid for. So there was no way I was chasing down that many people at 2 in the morning. The Minute guy lives near me, so we'll see if he comes back around at some point in time. I mean, obviously he didn't pay, so I took his teams away, so he might just leave. But he's from Maryland, so maybe, I don't know, maybe he's sleeping or something. Maryland folk are weird sometimes. All right. So, what everyone's been waiting for, the first 2, they're not deluxe. I kept calling them deluxe, but they're actually the breaker. They're called delight boxes. So we got 2 delight boxes. They will be in most of the breaks from now on. Once we get the 2 jumbos filled that have the 2 delights, I might actually run maybe a half case of jumbo tomorrow, the 1 delight or 2 delights to just go. I will let you know I cannot get any more hobbies, so pretty much the hobby that I do have is tied to the we'll see how quickly it fills, but it's tied to the personals. I was gonna say, so if people want room for personals, I'll take that other case and run something with it. But I have a lot of jumbo cases, so we have a lot of autographs going, and I do have I have 3.5 more cases of the light. So we definitely have the light and the jumbos to go through. I can get more jumbo if needed. So as I talk to my guy, but it seems like they're sold out. They're sold out of delights for sure, and I don't think they're coming back at all. I don't know if they're holding hobbies hostage to drive up the market, or if they just are actually out of hobbies as well. But I cannot get any more hobby boxes, which the hobbies have been really good for color. So I was actually going to start trying to do like a half case of each, maybe, of Jumbo and Hobby, because I was surprised with how good the color is. Normally we don't do well with Hobby, so I was like, I'll break the Hobby first since everybody got the hype train going. But the Hobby color has been actually really, really good. So I was kind of surprised that how good the color was and the fact that they were out of them, because normally that's not the case. Normally you can buy Hobbies for days. Peach State's closed Thursday and Friday, so I'll see if I can get some from Peach State. Look, I know there's a bunch of Marylanders, natives in this this break. That's why I said something. I was gonna say we have Karuka Jr. Project 2020 Ben Baller to the card on the Charm City card. I love busting your guys' chops. I'm from Pittsburgh. I get to bust your guys' chops, mostly because. The shop will start to be open more consistently next week. This week I was supposed to be the National, so I didn't plan on really cleaning up the store as much as I needed to. Just so much stuff came in when I was in Florida. Like, I got Pokemon and Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! All over the place. So I gotta tidy that up some. So I'm gonna do that this weekend. But, yeah, pretty much the shop will be open a little bit more, but I put the shop in not the best place in Maryland, trying to make it a better place. Try to create a community. I'm gonna try to start hosting some Pokemon tournaments, some Magic. Get the children involved. It had to do with some timing. It had to do with some, I was trying to get funding to go to the VIP party and have a booth at the National through GTS, and the funding manager that had pre-approved me for funding had given me had said, "Oh, we'll be able to get you in like in a range of an interest rate." The interest rate wasn't terrible, and then the underwriter and the account manager, the guy that's like the original guy's boss, like how they normally do it when it comes to business financing, came in with like some ridiculous ass like predatory working capital loan that They've been doing a lot of stuff from what I've seen. They assume that anybody that's looking for money right now is like a struggling business, so they just try to like bend you over sideways. It's not the worst part of town. I mean, you go down the street, it does get a little sketchy. If we're being honest. You start to get into Brooklyn Curtis Bay before it gets to like the Curtis Bay that's by Fantasies. It's a little rough down there. Which I don't care. If you don't put businesses in bad areas, the bad areas will never get any better. They'll just stay the way they are. At some point in time, I might have to move, only because if the shop does get like a really big Pokemon or Magic following, I'm probably going to have to either open up a second place or just get more area for people to play. But that's just a space issue. That's not... Because even if I get the space next door, I don't know if it'll be big enough like long term. But that's just like a space issue, though. I think the location has a lot of foot traffic. Whether that foot traffic has the money to buy stuff or not, I mean, it's right on a main street. There's a lot of traffic that drives past. I mean, I do get messages on wherever. It's just like I said. Well, right now too, work's been a little crazy. I'm in like meetings all day long. That's the big issue. If I wasn't in meetings and just working, like I would get my work done early in the morning and be done with it. But I've been in like today, had 2 impromptu meetings, like, and the guy was asking me questions. Like, what? Can't be like, hold on. I mean, I need to be like Ari from what's the show with the movie actor that was from like Philadelphia, Vince. That's on HBO. Entourage. I need to be like Ari, the agent from Entourage, and have like a little thing in my ear while I'm talking to one guy having a conversation with somebody else. We got Xander Bogaerts for the Padres, Jose Ramirez, Justin Verlander. Wander Franco. Alec Boehm. We have Mike Ciani. 318 out of 499 on our first autograph, the refractor. It's on Church Street, Sean, in Brooklyn Park. It has a Brooklyn address, but it's still in Anne Arundel County, so it's Brooklyn Park. Going to Mario and the Reds. If you look it up on the Facebook page, it'll tell. I have the address on there. Pena, Rasmussen, Marcus Stroman. I'll send you a message of the address too if you want. Torkelson, Gorman, Gosman, and Jacob deGrom. We have Lindor, Kwan, Nate Eaton, Albert Pujols, Ketel Marte, Joe Ryan, Cal Stevenson, MJ Melendez. Robbie, if you're in here, I'm going to do the personals after the 2 breaks, unless break number 7 fills. We have Max Meyer, Alex Call, Grove. We have Gabriel Moreno for the Diamondbacks, Garcia, Fujinami, Senga, and Kershaw on the Titans. We have Bobby Witt Jr., Josh Jung, Encarnacion, Diaz, Cabrera, Herrera, Simeon. We have Shane Bieber on the 40 out of 299 on the purple speckle. Going to the Guardians. I was going to say I do have a half case of Select Draft football coming tomorrow and a half case of Legacy. So I'll probably post some football breaks tomorrow. Oscar Gonzalez. And I have a full case of WWE Select coming. J-Rod, Perez, Tavar on the refractor. Byron Buxton. Nick Castellanos, Tavar. Mike Yastrzemski on the Prism refractor. Vientos and Ohapi. I have Aranda. Christopher Morel on the refractor. Randy Arozarena, Vinny Pasquantino, Manoa. Chris Sale, Logan Webb, Herman Marquez, Alex Bregman, Alec Thomas, Arenado Altuve, Drew Waters, Michael Stefanik, Trevor Story, Ozzy Albies. I have Tatis Jr. and Marcus Semien. C.J. Abrams, Ryan McMahon, Willie Adames. We got Freddie Freeman on the Technicolor. George Springer, Rafael Devers, Jared Walsh, Aaron Judge, Alec Thomas, Arrays, Woods Richardson, Bichette, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Sale, Nelson, Chisholm Jr., Diaz, Crawford, Andrew Benintendi. We have Oswaldo Cabrera on the Fuchsia, 183 out of 199 going to Jordan Heller. Yeah, I mean, at night it's really not that bad either. Jimenez Hernandez for the store because it's across from Milt's. So, like, there's people there, there's foot traffic. You can't, like, Mountcastle, Salvador Perez, plus there's attendants above me. So you can't really, like, I guess, would rob the place or, like, whatever. It would be hard. We have Freeman, Castillo, Bryce Harper. We have Riley Green, Carlos Perez, and Soto. Especially with, like, the ADT system and stuff. You'd really have to... Like, that thing's so loud that somebody is going to hear it. Like, you'd really have to be some sort of special to try. Let's get into box number 2. Well, if anybody's looking for Pokemon or has people looking for Pokemon, let me know, because I have a lot of... I mean, we'll see what the pre-order ends up being, but I should have a lot of Obsidian Flame and a lot of 151 coming. On top of all, like, I get all the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic releases and a game called Flesh and Blood, which, if you're not familiar with, it's actually a pretty good playing card game. Yeah, it's literally across the street from Milt's. There's a barber shop there. I'm next to the barber shop. There is still spots left in break 7 and 8. 7's very close to filling. I think it's just the Cardinals is the only big team left, and then break number 8 is about halfway filled. We'll break both of those tonight if they fill. Seemed like I thought we were going to get some bad news for Bengals fans, good news for Steelers and Ravens fans today. I don't hope that Joe Burrow's hurt, but I wouldn't be upset if he ended up being hurt long term, but I don't think a strained calf is going to do a lot of damage. Well, it could mess up his timing in the first couple weeks, which could be all of the leeway if the Bengals start off slow that the Steelers or Ravens could need to to take the division. Should be an interesting year for football. We have Duran, Paul Goldschmidt. I know not a lot of Ravens fans are focused on football right now, though. Kershaw, Guerrero Jr., Nick Pratto. We're going to have Graham Ashcraft going to the Reds and Mario. Nice hit here. I know it's a pitcher, but he is projecting right now to be an absolute monster long term if he can stay healthy. Don't like to see it. Between him, Hunter Green, Lodolo, and Ashcraft, that's a good top three. That's looking like an Oakland Athletics type top of a rotation when they were really good in the 2000s. Melendez, Josh Smith, Shane McClanahan, Cabrera. We have Clemens, Liberatore, Hunter Brown, Yoshida on the Prism Refractor, going to the Red Sox. And Rob Gervin. We're going to have Peterson, Raleigh, Molina, Laureano, McCutcheon, and Jose Ramirez. I have Charlie Blackmon. We have another Sammy Sosa on this Ultraviolet, which is a case hit, going to the Cubs. And Mike Goodry. Nice hit there on the Sosa. Correa, Rendon, Crawford, Luis Castillo, Rizzo, Gallen, India, Juan Soto, Oswaldo Peraza, DL Hall, Peguero, Julio Rodriguez, Dermez Garcia, Mullins, Velasquez, Jonathan India on the black and white. Black and white. On the negative, not black and white. Mitchell, Bello, Kyle Schwarber, Luis Ortiz, Jury, Abreu, Martinez, Robbie Ray, Colas, and Nick Lodolo. We're going to have Starling Marte, Pete Alonso, Betts, Moreno. Going to have Garrett Cole with a dirty patch in here. This is going to be a 101. Going to Jordan Heller and the New York Yankees on the Garrett Cole. That's a little thick boy here, too. This is a 130 or one? This is a 180 here. On the Topps Chrome Authentics 2023. We have Austin Riley. Honestly, probably one of the most underrated starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. And I know that's crazy to say, but I feel like he's just underrated. Baez, O'Neill, Laureano. We have the man that loves to sign, Ruiz, Green, Schmidt, Ortiz, and Starling Marte. We have Jimenez, Yastrzemski, Luis Robert, Technicolor, Manny Machado. Mike Trout, Yelich, Josh Bell, Oswald Peraza, Varsho, Max Scherzer, Hunter Green, Yordan Alvarez, Gunnar Henderson, LeMahieu, Mackenzie Gore, Ivan Herrera. I have Tristan Casas, Shea Langeliers, Michael Harris II. I have a 327 out of 350 Logan O'Hoppe on the Fuchsia Speckle. So curious if they're gonna, what else the Angels are gonna do to try to make themselves on a playoff run here. We have Suzuki, because it has to be more than just getting Giolito, I would assume. We have Wheeler, J.J. Bleday, Austin Riley, Bo Naylor, Robbie Ray, Turner, Zach Wheeler, Outman, and Meneses. Is going to be box number 2. You want to get rid of Schwarber so bad, I was going to say. I mean, but that's what Schwarber's always been. I don't know why you were surprised by him pretty much being Adam Dunn, because that's what he is. That's what he always has been. I was gonna say the last time Orioles fans were this excited about their baseball team was when Crush Davis, aka Chris Davis, was absolutely demolishing baseballs. That's probably the last time the city's been that excited. I mean, that was like when I first got stationed here in the Air Force. That was, I think, the last time Orioles fans were as excited as they are about their team right now. When they had Adam Jones in center field and Zach Britton coming in to close games down. Maybe the Angels will come and give some players to the Pirates. Let's see, since we have a closer, because don't the Angels need a closer? We have Chris Bryant, McMahon, Mark Vientos, Logan O'Hoppe, Conforto, Alec Boehm on the Prism Refractor, Stanton, Matt Olson, Bieber, Kevin Gausman, Oswaldo Cabrera, Dansby Swanson, Brian Reynolds, Byron Buxton, we have Hoskins, Stowers, Ian Happ, Paul Goldschmidt, Jordan Walker, Assad. We have Waldachuk, Juan Soto, Cavalli, Mitchell. Have Austin Hayes, C.J. Abrams, Gabriel Moreno, Vargas, Adley Rutschman, Garrett Cole on the Fuchsia Speckle, 332 out of 350. We We have O'Neal, Betts, Brett Batty, Nate Eaton, Goldschmidt, Baez, Ronald Acuna, and Ozzie Albies. We have Mike Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Royce Lewis, Luis Castillo, Yelich, Jimenez, Corbin Carroll, Eguy Rosario. Going to Angela and the Padres. I have Scherzer and Mike Trout. Smith Jigba. Ozzie Albies, Carlos Perez, Juan Soto, Tim Anderson, Xander Bogaerts on the Prism, Verlander, Wander Franco, Manny Machado, Alec Boehm on the Refractor, Pena, Rasmussen, Sosa, Spencer Torkelson again, Gorman, Longoria, Pete Alonso, Lindor, Quan, Votto, Mike Trout, Marte, and Joe Ryan. We got Bryce Terang, Max Meyer, Alex Call Ruiz. Got Joe Ryan for the Twins on the purple. That's going to be a 145 out of 250. It's going to Mario on the reclose. We have Garcia, Fujinami, Yoshida, Stroman on the refractor, Bobby Witt Jr., Josh Jung, John Gray, Logan Webb, Miguel Cabrera, Ivan Herrera, Massey, Oswaldo Peraza, Garcia, Rodriguez, Alvarez, Lowe, Byron Buxton, and Nick Castellanos. Box number 4. Not a terrible box in the fact that I think Rosario is going to be a good player, but definitely not the best color there. All right, let's get rolling here. We have Xander Bogaerts, Paul Goldschmidt, Marte Ryan, Alec Boehm. We have Hernandez for the Rangers going to Bobby Bingham. Max Meyer, Alex Call, Stroman, McCutcheon, Avisail Garcia, Fujinami, Gosman, Trey Turner, Bobby Witt Jr., Jung, Eaton, Ronald Acuna Jr. If he wins the NL MVP, it's going to be a nice little 40 banger. We have Miguel Cabrera, Herrera, Grove, Stevenson, Gonzalez, Julio Rodriguez, Senga, Luis Castillo, Byron Buxton, Castellanos, Encarnacion, Juan Soto, Mark Vientos, Logan O'Hoppe, Semien, Zach Gallen on the refractor, Stanton, Olson, Salvador Perez there. Then we have a 66 out of 125 on the blue grid. Going to the Marlins and Sean Ross on the Sandy Alcantara. NL Cy Young winner last year. We got Cabrera, Swanson, Pujols, Lewis, Hoskins, Stowers, Ezequiel Tovar, Mark Vientos, Jordan Walker, and Assad. Woods Richardson, Oswalt Peraza, Carlos Perez, Juan Soto, Nelson, Yordan Alvarez, Alec Thomas. We have Wander Franco, Benintendi, Ramirez, Verlander, Chris Sale, Mackenzie Gore, Chris Bryant on the green wave, 32 out of 99 for the Rockies. Robbie Coleman, Pena, Rasmussen, Mountcastle, Brett Baty. I have Torkelson, Gorman, Harper, Buxton, Lindor, Kwan, Aranda, Pete Alonso, C.J. Abrams, McMahon, Manoah, Alex Bregman, Springer, Rafael Devers, Waters, and Jock Peterson. Jazz Chisholm, Luisa Reyes, Tatis Jr., J.J. Bleday, Diaz, J.P. Crawford, Willie Adames, Austin Hayes, Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez, Jared Walsh. Then I have Technicolor, Mookie Betts. Tyler Freeman and Luis Castillo on box number 4. Into number 5. So if Otani's not going to be a big trade piece, then who's going to be the next biggest piece? Like who's going to be the blockbuster this year's trade block? Or this year's trade deadline, I mean. You think Roberts and Cease are going to the Astros? What are the Astros trading? Who in the Astros farm system is getting them those 2 players? That's what I want to know. have Garrett Cole, Riley Green, Bobby Witt Jr., Josh Jung, Adley Rutschman. We have a nice Senga. 132 out of 150 on the Blu-ray wave going to the Mets and Chris Ambrosio. Nice little color match blue wave. We have Miguel Cabrera, Herrera, JT Realmuto, McMahon, Oscar Gonzalez, Julio Rodriguez, Cannon Smith Jigba, Freeman, Buxton, Castellanos, Tim Anderson, and Kevin Gausman. We have Vientos, Ohapi, Machado, Bobby Witt Jr., Stanton, Olson, Sosa, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Cabrera, Swanson, Longoria, Ronald Acuna Jr., Rhys Hoskins, Stowers, Votto, refractor of C.J. Abrams, Jordan Walker, Assad, Terang, Bryce Harper on the 160 out of 350 on the Fuchsia Speckle. Going to the Phillies and Mike. We have Cavalli, Mitchell, Yoshida, Nate Eaton, who was stuck to the back of Yoshida there on the refractor, Vargas, Ruiz, O'Neill, and Betts. We have Aaron Judge, George Springer, Pena, Rasmussen, Max Fried. Have Jose Ramirez, Torkelson, Gorman, Diaz, Story, Francisco Lindor, Kwan, Michael Harris II, Charlie Blackmon on the 73 out of 99 on the green wave. I've not opened the light box yet, no. One of the Rockies and Robbie. Have Marte, Ryan, Stefanik, and Marcus Stroman. We have Max Meyer, Alex Call, DeGrom, Mookie Betts, Avisail Garcia, Fujinami, Crawford, Nolan Gorman, Chisholm Jr., Sale, India, Adley Rutschman. We have Diaz, Crawford, Velasquez, Albies, Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez, Paguero, Aaron Judge, Tyler Freeman, Luis Castillo, Schwarber, Alec Boehm, Carlos Perez, Juan Soto, JD Martinez, Logan O'Hoppe on the Technicolor. Going to have Justin Verlander and Wander Franco. Into box number 6. Yeah. Every break that's had the light in them is 2 boxes. I was going to say so far. Like I said, tomorrow I might, as soon as we fill the jumbo cases, I might post a half case of jumbo with 1 single box of the light just to keep the pricing down a little bit. Although the big teams have been filling fast, it's still smaller teams that are giving us a little bit of trouble. But that's okay. I'll just keep adjusting slightly prices. The problem is, I kind of explained at the very beginning, is I can get a couple more jumbo cases, but the price has gone way up from Topps. So I don't know if I'm going to get a couple more jumbos or not, but The price is definitely not what it was. I mean, as soon as the 330 boxes on Topps sold out yesterday, everyone jumped up their price on like Dave and Adams and stuff to like 385. Some people I think are over 400. The hobby boxes jumped up to 175, or some people have them at like 20. Robbie will know who I'm talking about. Breaking Bangers has their hobby boxes at 205. This guy thinks it's wrestling. He thinks it's 205 live, and Enzo Amore's back in the WWE. I was going to say ridiculous. He's too busy dealing with Pokemon. He don't even know what sports cards go for price-wise anymore. $35 above the competition. He used to preach about how he was the cheapest around. I mean, if you look at his box prices, he's always expensive as hell, though. We have Luis Ortiz, Alex Bregman, Jose Abreu, Cal Mitchell, Luis Robert, and we have a Bo Naylor for the Guardians. Nice hit here for the Guardians and Justice. Nick Lodolo, Drury, Bell, Marquez, Ethan Small, Colas, Hunter Green, J.D. Martinez, Bo Bichette, Sandy Alcantara, Mackenzie Gore, Bryce Harper, Bubba Thompson, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, J.J. Bleday. We have a Rosarena, Pasquantino, Durant. Well, he fell off like the face of the earth, so I mean that doesn't help. We have Kyle Tucker, Arenado, Altuve, Prado, Bryce Harper, Logan Wegg, Marquez, McClanahan, Webb, Story, Albies, Hunter Brown. We have Alex Call on the 63 out of 99, which is why whenever I eventually start to break some on Fanatics Live, I'm never going to really break baseball on there. It's all going to be like football and basketball. And then I'm going to try to get people to come to the group so we can break football and basketball so I don't really have to break on Fanatics Live. We have C.J. Abrams, McMahon, Molina, Bogarts, Springer, Devers, McMahon, Gabriel Moreno on the Prism, Alec Thomas and Luisa Reyes. But I don't know how else to I don't know how else to grow the football and basketball part of the group. We have Cron, Cabrera, Robbie Ray, Suzuki, Steer, Musgrove, Joey Meneses, Bo Naylor, Cabrian Hayes, Altuve, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., James Outman, Contreras, Kyle Schwarber, Josh Smith, Kershaw, Miranda, Benintendi, Liberatore, and Melendez. But I'm going to have to because Taylor Ward, Technicolor, Rafael Devers, because once Topps can make football products in Bowman and Topps again, I'm gonna have to break it or take it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fill stuff because I can't just have thousands of stuff sitting in this thousands of dollars worth of stuff sitting in the shop. We have Cal Raleigh, Clemens, Pete Alonso, Ezekiel Tavar, Ramirez, Peterson, McCarthy, Juan Soto, Rendon, McCutcheon, Nolan Arenado on the refractor, Zach Gallen, Carlos Correa, Spencer Torkelson. We have Drew Waters on the 134 out of 199. On the Aqua. I've seen Paguero. We pulled some Pagueros. I haven't seen any base. Let's go into the Royals and RJ in his first break. Welcome to the group, RJs, and welcome to the group, RJ, and congratulations on your first hit. We have Hall, Anthony Rizzo, Austin Riley, Mountcastle, Cedric Mullins, Oswald Peraza, Ramon Laureano, Miguel Vargas on the Prism, Bello, and Garcia. I was in the On Fire. I was looking at somebody in the group was getting an On Fire breaks earlier today because the team they have, the On Fire breaks people. Like if you're in baseball at all, I'd look at their breaks sometimes because sometimes they got teams priced like way weird. They had the Orioles on a hobby case break at like $235 or some shit like that. I was like, bro. I'm not sure what Fanatics is going to be taking on Fanatics Live. I was supposed to go and talk to my rep from Fanatics. That's essentially Fanatics runs the Topps Breaker program, right? So I was supposed to go talk to my rep when I went to the National this week, and he was supposed to introduce me to like the big guys at Fanatics Live and whatever else, and give a little brief about this is how you use it, blah 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 blah. But I'm really not sure. So who knows? But it is what it is. I'm assuming they're probably going to take anywhere from 7 to... I mean, they're not... There's no way they can take more than What's Not because... if the backyard break guys are... I think they're, like, not going to break on Whatnot anymore and break... Well, it's going to be close... So, yes and no. So, Fanatics understands, like, the hobby better than Whatnot in the sense of... They understand that, like, pick your team super important. So apparently you can load like pick your team breaks into Fanatics a lot easier than you can in Whatnot, because like the Whatnot store is goofy as shit for pick your team. Like the Whatnot stuff is all like auctions, man. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Like if you really want to make money on Whatnot, you have to run like run your auction starting at whatever price and let people bid it up, right, on bids. It's really hard to fill stuff on as like a pick your team type of style thing. So I think it's actually more like Loop if you're familiar with Loop, because Loop kind of has their store set up that way, but the only problem with Loop is Loop never expanded to Android, so you're losing like 85% of your users worldwide that are potentially could use the platform, and then like 35 or 45% of the cell phone users in the United States. Well, that's because, I mean, yes, on Whatnot. The problem with Whatnot, and I don't know what the rates are on Fanatics, is Whatnot takes 11%, I think, off the top. We have Michael Massey, Austin Riley, Christian Yelich, Jimenez, Lowe. We're going to have a Chucky Robinson. Seen too much of this guy already. 2 autos is enough, Chucky. Say 10 out of 150 going to Mario. Having a day for the Reds. 3rd autograph. That's okay. Mario's been in almost every single break in the last like 3 weeks, and it had breaks where he got completely skunked. So that's okay. Max Scherzer, Mike Trout. Guys that are consistent whenever they hit big. Can't complain about it. We have Alvarez, Brandon Drury, DJ LeMahieu, Dalton Varsho, Chris Bryant, Blackman, Shea Langeliers. I mean, shouldn't complain about anybody hitting big anyways, but we have Henderson, Conforto, Toglia. But guys can get a little greedy. They're allowed to get a little greedy when they're in everything. We are going to have Wheeler, Tristan Casas, Bieber. We have Michael Harris II, Robbie Ray, Suzuki, Reynolds, Tristan Casas, Meneses, Bo Naylor, Ian Happ, Bo Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Outman, Waldachuk, Lodolo, Smith, Kershaw, Hayes, Matt Chapman. Say 69 out of 250 on the True Purple for the Blue Jays. I mean, maybe Whatnot's fixed a lot of stuff. The biggest reason I haven't got back on Whatnot is because when I got my account, it was all like everything was random teams, and you had to have like your own little like stupid cards where you like shuffle the cards, and then people pick like 7 back. You go through 7 and then look at the deck. We have Liberatore, MJ Melendez, Brett Baty, Aranda on the refractor, Cal Raleigh, Clemens, Acuna Jr., Reese Hoskins, Jose Ramirez, and Jock Peterson. We have Adley Rutschman, Josh Jung on the refractor, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Realmuto, Pena. We have Buxton, Castellanos, Smith Jigba. We have Cal Mitchell on the refractor, Vientos, Ohapi, Anderson, Molina, Stanton, Olsen, Machado, and David VR. We have Oswaldo Cabrera, Swanson, Sosa, Technicolor, Joey Votto. I mean, like I said, Jeff, my goal is to break on Fanatics and get a good basketball and football following, and then break on the Facebook group. But for those particular breaks, I don't want to get away from Facebook at all, and I'm definitely not going to get away from it from baseball for sure. I'm not going to pull a real breaks where I take the whole squad and just make my own thing or get away from Facebook. That's just not my style. I'm just trying. I've tried pretty much everything to try to grow the football group. I paid for advertising in football, big football groups to try to get people. Hoskins, Stowers, Longoria, Bogarts, Jordan Walker, Assad, Votto, Max Scherzer, Cavalli, Garrett Mitchell, Terang, Jose Abreu. And it's been okay not having to deal with it because it's kind of been like a la carte. I can take whatever I want, but I know they're going to push basketball and football on us whenever Topps comes. We have Moreno, Vargas. We have Ruiz. We got Cal Mitchell on the color match. 3 out of 50 on the true gold going to Josh Webb. I have O'Neal, Betts, Yoshida, Nolan Jones, Goldschmidt, Baez, Gray, Kyle Stowers on the Prism, Yastrzemski, and Riley Green. And that's not me complaining about us not breaking basketball or football, because to me, like, if we don't break it, we don't break it. Either I'm doing something wrong or we just don't have interest in it. But I do know that Fanatics is going to want people to break that. And eventually, we are into box number 8. This is box 8. I know eventually it's going to be like who has the most money spent. They're going to turn into where it's like a distributor. If you have more money spent than other people, once they start to add more breakers and it's not in pilot anymore, I know it's going to get to be like, well, you spent X amount, you do this much, you take these products, like you're going to get more than the other guy that doesn't, is what it's going to come down to, I think, is pretty much. They're going to turn into like how the distributors do things, which becomes like you have to spend more, buy more, or whatever else. Have better knee pads than the other guys. Like, it's a unique industry. But we're in the box. This is box number 8 right here, Rob. I think I have a Yoshida sitting in the Delight for you. So he's in there marinating. Like some Wagyu beef. I think that's the first base Ohtani we've seen right here. Real question, has anybody seen a taco fractor? Because I haven't seen one. I saw the freeze fractor or whatever it is, the one where it's the below 0. It's like -1. The jumbo break is next. So the problem is, Jeff, is if I don't break it, the people have to work for me. So whenever, like, so let's say that, like, for example, if you guys don't know who he is, Chet Stedman lives near me, right? He lives, I think, like an hour. He lives in Lincoln, so like an hour and 45 minutes away. If I got Chet to come and work for, like, if Chet and me partnered, right, and I said, hey, Chet, here, take these boxes, he has to be either a 1099 or a W-2 employee in my company. Like, you have to prove that he's an employee, that he work, like there's some sort of money being exchanged and that you're paying him. Like, I can't just give somebody product. It's goofy, I'm assuming. Shohei Ohtani, because they asked for like your employees, like employee essentially like files or whatever. I mean, obviously it's just me. There's no employees. We got Paul Goldschmidt, DJ LeMahieu, Varsho, Haniger, Adley Rutschman to the Orioles, going to Michael Weiss. Nice. First Adley we pulled in the group. Well, first Oriole autograph, or first actually really like top 5 rookie. Oh no, we pulled Corbin the other day, yesterday. It's a nice Adley Rutschman though. That's what we like to see. Gonna have Shea Langeliers, Henderson, Cron, Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, Casas, Musgrove, Adley Rutschman on the Prism. Robbie Ray, Suzuki, Spencer Steer, O'Neill Cruz. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, there's ways around it. Meneses, Bo Naylor, but the place has to be local to me because I have to get, like, the product to them and it be worthwhile. Oh, wow. We have Ke'Bryan Hayes, and then we're going to have the Ultraviolet All-Star Adley. Now, that ain't a hit. I don't know what is. Going to Orioles and Michael Weiss. Just rearrange the whole front row, why don't you? We have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Outman, Wilson Contreras, Luis Castillo, Smith, Kershaw. We have Miranda, Yordan Alvarez, Matthew Liberatore, and MJ Melendez. We have Taylor Ward, Tyler Freeman, Cal Raleigh, Cody Clemens, Jake McCarthy, Garrett Mitchell on the color match, 141 out of 150. What is this box? Going to the Brewers and Clay Gatewood. I still think Garrett Mitchell's going to be an absolute monster when he gets healthy. Jose Ramirez, Peterson, Alonso, Christopher Morel, Rendon, McCutchen, Marte, Yelich, Zach Gallen, and Carlos Correa. We have Pujols. Pete Alonso. I do too because it spread out the pricing a little bit more. We have Giancarlo Stanton, Matt Olson. I have Jack McCarthy. We have a second relic. We have 41 out of 50. Christian Yelich going to the Brewers. Bro, they just threw the whole kitchen sink in. I don't know if this box was supposed to belong to this case. I was going to say. Threw the whole kitchen sink in here. Sheesh. I have you Darvish, Hernandez, Cabrera, Swanson, Stevenson, Garrett Cole, Hoskins, Stowers, Cruz. You Darvish on the refractor. I have Jordan Walker, Assad, Christopher Morel. A Technicolor Gunnar Henderson. I have Cade Cavalli, Garrett Mitchell, Sean Murray. Or Murphy, Oswald Peraza, Gabriel Moreno, Vargas, Jeter Downs, Mike Trout, O'Neill, Betts, Francisco Alvarez, Eloy Jimenez. We have Goldschmidt, Baez, O'Neill Cruz, J.D. Martinez for the Dodgers. And it's going to be a 64 out of 199 on the Aqua Lava. Going to Larry Baldwin. Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Grisham, Stevenson, Yelich, Jimenez, Burns, Jimenez, Scherzer, and Mike Trout. That'd be box number 8. To box number 9. Also, Jeff, I'll be honest with you, I tried to partner with 2 different people, one of them being local, and literally everybody is just greedy as fuck. I don't know how else to say it, like... Everybody just tries to bend everybody else over. Like, even if they don't have access to product, like, they try to be like, oh, like, if you're coming to me, like, you need me. Like, I don't need anybody. I was gonna say, I literally am just trying to make both their lives easier and better, and, like, nobody wants to have a symbiotic relationship. Even some of the bigger card groups, like, I guarantee you there was somebody, like the ones that are combined, and I'm not going to name names because I don't really know the whole background, but I guarantee you it's almost like a hostile takeover. Like, somebody was probably supplying somebody with product or vice versa or this or that. Like, I guarantee you it's not actually a symbiotic relationship of any sort. Somebody is, like, just absolutely bending somebody else over in these mergers or takeovers, or somebody going to work for somebody else. But I mean, I also understand that struggle of being like a medium-sized breaker where it's like hard to grow and it's hard to get products. So like, I get it. But that seems to be what happens. Or like when 2 big guys combine, somebody is bending somebody else over sideways. We have Aranda, Jose Ramirez, Logan Webb, Herman Marquez, Bregman. We have Will Benson for the Guardians and Justice. Like, I would love to see how the Break Club was combined. We have Story, Albies, Manoa, because they were 2 big places that combined. Alcantar, C.J. Abrams, McMahon, Waters, Jonathan India on the Prism, Springer, Devers, Tatis Jr., and Drew Waters. And like, neither of them needed to combine because they're both successful. So I'm really curious what the story in the background is. They can tell you whatever they want in person. I want to know what the actual details are. Alec Thomas, Arrays, Jared Walsh, Adames, Chisholm Jr., Sale, Bogarts, Jordan Walker on the Prism. We have Pena, Rasmussen, Woods Richardson, Moreno, Diaz, Crawford, Ryan Nelson, Trout, Jimenez, Hernandez, Benintendi, Bo Bichette. We have Freeman, Castillo, Mountcastle, Jazz Chisholm Jr. on the 345 out of 399 on the Fuchsia. Carlos Perez, Soto, Harper, Tatis Jr., Verlander, and Wander Franco. Tucker, Aaron Judge, Lodolo, Drury, Rosario, Kershaw, Ethan Small, Colas, VR, Ethan Small again, Bo Bichette, Sandy Alcantara, Royce Lewis, Brett Batty, a little bit off-center here on the Fuchsia Speckle, but a 163 out of 350 nonetheless. Definitely heavy on the right. A little bit heavy on the top. Going to the Mets and Chris Ambrosio. We have Bubba Thompson, Freeman, Jones, Manoa, Randy Rosarena, Pasquantino, Taglia, and Assad. Have Arenado, Altuve, Royce Lewis, Christopher Morel, Anthony Rendon, McCutcheon. I have Volpe, Corbin Carroll, Gallen, Correa, Groshans, Oscar Colas, DL Hall, Anthony Rizzo, Chapman, Brandon Crawford, Cedric Mullins, Oswald Peraza, Cody Bellinger, Alex Bregman. We have Bello, Dermez Garcia, Seager, Matt Olson, Abreu, and Cal Mitchell. Into box 10. I don't know if they'll ever run out of Athletics and Guardians autographs, Jeff. Oh, sorting is by far the worst thing in the history of mankind. It is not necessarily a fun process. I mean, I probably could. I don't know what he's going to do with them. Pretty sure Mike's in here just not talking. Or maybe he's working, but... he was in here earlier. Probably playing Fortnite. Like the 12-year-old he is. We have Cunha, Austin Riley, Raleigh, Clemens, Royce Lewis, Simeon Woods Richardson. He signed this one. Miracle going to Mario. Bruh, he doesn't even like put effort into signing his cards, and he missed signing that one card. He put such little effort in that he just said, "Nah, I'm not gonna sign that one, boys." So going to the Twins and Mario. We have Ramirez, Peterson, Corbin Carroll, Luis Arraez, Anthony Rendon, McCutchen, Volpe. We have Harris the second on the Prism Refractor. Gallen, Correa, Groshan, Senga, DL Hall, Rizzo, Seager, Tristan Casas, Bello, Garcia. We have Tucker, Max Scherzer, Abreu, Cal Mitchell, Rosario, Alec Thomas, Lodolo, Jury, VR. Ryan Nelson on the negative. Ethan Small, Colas, Jones, Encarnacion on the refractor. Bo Bichette, Sandy Alcantara, Taglia, Goldschmidt, Bubba Thompson, Freddie Freeman, Cody Bellinger, Matt Chapman, Mullins, and Peraza. Have Gray, Josh Jung, Goldschmidt, Baez, Lowe, Massey, Yastrzemski. Green, Alvarez, Devers, Christian Yelich, Jimenez, Bryant, Diaz, Scherzer, Trout, Conforto, and Cal Stevenson. DJ LeMahieu, Varsho, Bieber. Harris is second on the Technicolor. Just a second has somebody stuck behind them, which is Shea Langeliers. Trying to get a piggyback ride. We have Henderson, Reynolds, Bogarts, Zach Wheeler, Casas, Ian Happ, Adley Rutschman, Robbie Ray, Suzuki, Waldachuk, Springer, Meneses, Bo Naylor, J-Rod, Jonathan Indy on the Wave, 61 out of 75. Wave refractor. One of the Reds in Mario. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Outman, Austin Hayes, Grove, Smith, Kershaw, Batty, Baez, Matthew Liberatore, and MJ Melendez. Be box 10 into 11. One more hobby box after this, and then 2 boxes of Delight. Get rolling here. We have Yu Darvish, Goldschmidt, Hoskins, Stowers, Tyler Stevenson, Jared Young on the 237 out of 299 on the purple speckle going to the Cubs and Mike. Jordan Walker, Assad, Cruz, Pasquantino, Cade Cavalli, Garrett Mitchell, Morel, Velasquez, Gabriel Moreno, Vargas, Murphy, and Woods Richardson. We have O'Neal, Yordan Alvarez on the Titans. I thought maybe with the gold writing this is going to be numbered. Oh, it is numbered. That's what I thought. 8 out of 50 on the Alvarez going to the Astros. And Steve Walkstein. I was like, it looked numbered. I was going to say it wasn't white writing. It was gold writing. But, man, it's like right in the crowd. It's hard. Like, it's easy to see if you put it at this angle. But if you put it at this angle, you can't see shit. Nice hit for Steve on the Alvarez on the Titans. We have Suzuki, Paul Goldschmidt, Baez, Jeter Downs, Luis Castillo, Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Alvarez, Juan Soto, Yelich, Jimenez, Grisham, Arozarena, Scherzer, Trout, Burns, Marcus Semien on the 224 out of 299. One of the Rangers and Bobby. Got DJ LeMahieu, Varsho, Otani, Nelson, Langeliers, Henderson, Haniger, Cade Cavalli, Zach Wheeler, and Casas. I have Bohm, Pete Alonso, Torkelson, Gorman, Stroman, Alvarez, Lindor, Kwan, Gosman, Freddie Freeman, Ketel Marte, Joe Ryan, Eaton, Leover Peguero on the Prism Refractor, Mayer, Alex Call, Stevenson, Willie Adames, Garcia, Fujinami, Groove, Byron Buxton on the Technicolor, Bobby Witt Jr. and Josh Jung, got Senga, Oswald Peraza, Herrera, Encarnacion, Yordan Alvarez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Semien on the Bubba Thompson, Buxton, Castellanos, Severino. We have a nice Otani on the 285 out of 265 out of 399 on the Fuchsia. Going to the Angels. And Matt Freeman. Mark Vientos, Ohapi, Pujols, Jared Walsh, Giancarlo Stanton, Matt Olson, Tavar, Garrett Mitchell on the Prism Refractor, Oswaldo Cabrera, and Dansby Swanson. No, I believe that was Ward Wilbanks, who's also, he's a Rangers fan. He's not an Astros fan. Jeff might be an Aggie, but I don't think so. Pretty sure that's Ward Allen Wilbanks. Must have had to stay late at his conference today since he said he was going to go in late. Jeff seems like he's a cougar. Oh boy, a Red Raider. He has a shrine in his house of Patrick Mahomes. Jonathan India, Francisco Alvarez, Diaz, Crawford, Velasquez, Gunnar Henderson, Jimenez, Henderson, Brown, Alex Bregman, C.J. Abrams, McMahon, Molina, Nolan Gorman for the Cardinals, 74 out of 250. Going to Mitch Schwegman. Nice hit there for Mitch. Finally, the Cardinals get a big one. There has not been any Nationals yet, but we still have both of the light boxes. Oof. Oh, we'll just put Rosario right there. Springer, Devers, Blackman, Wander, Franco on the refractor. Alec Thomas, Arrays, Crawford, Smith, Jigba, Chisholm Jr., Sale, Paguero, Tucker, Tyler Freeman, Luis Castillo, Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Perez, Soto, Martinez, Justin Verlander on the refractor, Justin Verlander on the base, Franco, Judge, Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. And it's going to Robert Sellers. Pena, Rasmussen, Max Fried, Vaughn Grisham. Spencer Torkelson, Gorman, Edwin Diaz, Scherzer, Lindor, and Kwan. Got Austin Riley, Miguel Cabrera, DL Hall, Anthony Rizzo, Laureano, Stephen Kwan. Have Mullins, Peraza, Ortiz, Soto, Bello, Garcia, Realmuto, and Robert there. We have Abreu, Mitchell, Bell, Sean Murphy, Lodolo, Drury, Green, Corbin Burns on the Technicolor. Have Small and Colas. Mackenzie Gore, Ezekiel Tovar, Bo Bichette, Sandy Alcantara, J.J. Bleday, Soto, Bubba Thompson, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, Carlos Perez, Randy Rosarena, Vinny Pasquantino, Duran, Alec Thomas for the Diamondbacks in the 33 out of 99 on the green grid. I think these are called Sonar. Because it has a grid in it. It looks like a sonar thing. I could be wrong. We have Arenado, Altuve, Prado, Jeter, Downs, Logan Webb, Marquez, McClanahan, Trout, Story, and Albies. All right, it is time for the delight. We're not talking about Sonny D. Let's get into the first box. 2 autographs. Let's see, 12 cards. Reminds me of an HTA box. It's literally just a Bowman Chrome HTA knockoff. I have no order what these are in, so we'll just go one at a time. Trey Turner to start us off. J.J. Bleday as a second refractor. Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals. Ethan Small for the Brewers. Oscar Colas. Cal Mitchell. We're going to have Mitch Haniger for the Giants. It's going to be an Aqua Lava 72 out of 199. Guess I can do a little bit of this. We have a Youthquake Mackenzie Gore 10 out of 50 on the gold. Nationals and Jacob. Jordan Groshans for the Marlins, 220 out of 399 on the fuchsia. A little bit off center here. I have a Bryce Johnson for the Giants. Going to Steve Wachstein. There's a Youthquake in the back. Spencer Torkelson on the Youthquake going to the Tigers. These Youthquake cards are very good looking. Are they? So are they breaker to light only? Is that what they are? And we have I have no clue who the redemptions are in this. Congratulations, you are due. Topps Chrome Legend Autograph Refractor Orange of Pedro Martinez in the Red Sox. Going to Rob Gervin. Out of 25 on the orange. Nice hit there. That is the first box. We'll start with the Youthquake, since that's in the back, and that's going to be Bobby Witt. Pedro signs, I was going to say, it'll be fine. Matt, that's because you're breaking over with the Death Star, so you know. Let's see, Bobby Witt Jr. This is the Rebel Alliance over here, so you know you just gotta break with the right people. Let's see. We have Bryce Terang on the refractor. Joey Votto, who cut an WWE promo the other day, the refractor. Have Evan Longoria. There was a guy on ESPN that said that he wasn't a Hall of Famer with that him and Zach Greinke are definitely not Hall of Famers. We have Oswald Peraza, and he cut a promo on the guy. We have DL Hall for the Orioles. Anthony Rizzo. We're going to have the negative, Francisco Alvarez. Going to the Mets. Byron Buxton on the 385 out of 399 Fuchsia. Going to the Twins and Mario. For not having a super strong checklist, the Twins have been extra hot. We have DL Hall, 31 out of 350. I still have a lot of hope that this is going to be a very good player going to Michael Weiss. Not that Michael Weiss need any more hits for the Orioles in this particular one, but nice Fuchsia Speckle. The man, the myth, the legend going to Mitch Schwegman, the Jordan Walker on card. There's a nice hit for Mitch. And last card here is going to be a Liover Peguero, 38 out of 250 on the purple, going to Josh Webb. And I don't want to see you cry no more about Liover Pegueros. Break with the smaller breaker like you used to do with Zach. Stop breaking with the big boys. Out of 250 going to Josh Webb and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that's the break. Let's do a quick recap of the hits. I just like busting Josh's chops. You can break wherever. You guys can break wherever you want. I just like busting people's chops a little bit. Cut my own WWE promos. Let me get all of the non-autographs. This one's definitely going to have to go under Parlay J's thing, some of these hits. I mean, they're in all. I mean, other than the next break, Robbie, they're going to be in pretty much every day, every break. I don't care if people break with Parlay J. If you like house jersey house music with a breaker, then Parlay J's your man. Let's say that's forever. There's a breaker for everybody. We have DL Hall on the Fuchsia Speckle, the Fuchsia Buxton, Francisco Alvarez on the negative, Youthquake Bobby Witt Jr., Youthquake Torkelson, Groshans on the Fuchsia, Mackenzie Gore Youthquake out of 50, Haniger on the Aqua Lava, the Sonar Green going to Alec Thomas, Gosman on the purple, Otani on the Fuchsia, Semien on the purple Speckle, the out of 50 gold, Yordan Alvarez on the Titans, Jonathan India on the Wave. We have Nelson on the negative, Brett Batty on the Fuchsia Speckle, Jazz Chisholm on the Fuchsia, JD Martinez on the Aqua Lava. We have an out of 50 Christian Yelich. Going to have Garrett Mitchell on the blue, Cal Mitchell out of 50 for the Pirates, Matt Chapman on the purple, Drew Waters on the Aqua, and Alex Call. Oh, there was a Nationals, Jacob. My bad. Alex Call out of 99. There was no autograph, but there was that. We're going to have the blue Sonar, Alcantar, Blackman on the green Wave, Harper on the Fuchsia Speckle, green Wave, Bryant, purple Speckle, Bieber, true purple Ryan, Garrett Cole on the Fuchsia Speckle, O'Hoppe, India on the negative, Cabrera on the Fuchsia. Then we have Adley Rutschman and Sammy Sosa on the Ultraviolets. Nice Rutschman there on the Ultraviolet. Let's get into the autographs. We're going to have Hernandez for the Rangers, Bryce Johnson for the Giants, Rosario for the Padres, Jared Young on the purple Speckle for the Cubs out of 299. We're going to have Simeon Woods Richardson. He decided to sign this one, unlike this one. I was going to say, going to the Twins, we have Will Benson for the Guardians, Michael Ciani out of 499 on the Refractor, Chucky Robinson 10 out of 150, Bo Naylor on the base, Graham Ashcraft going to the Reds. We have Kodai Senga on the blue, Ray Wave going to the Mets, Nolan Gorman 74 out of 250 on the purple going to Mitch. Then we're going to have Liover Peguero on the purple out of 250. Going to have Jordan Walker on the base, Adley Rutschman on the base. So two of the bigger guys hit there. Then we have Pedro Martinez on the Topps Chrome Legend autograph refractor orange parallel for the Red Sox. And then we have the 101 Garrett Cole. The Yankees did not get any big autographs, but you did get a 101 Jordan, which is always unique, and it has a dirty patch in there. And I would probably say out of a product like we talked about before, out of Topps Chrome, especially when it's a case that the 101 will probably do pretty well, even for memorabilia. So there's always that. That is the break, guys. I appreciate y'all getting in it. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it would, so we'll go 9:45 for the next jumbo case. I'm going to check the other breaks, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night and be safe. If I don't see you again in the jumbo here in about 15 minutes.